Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Bear. How is everybody doing this lovely Friday morning? Good morning, everybody. How's your Friday morning going? Drop it in the comments. Drop where you're from. I love to know where my viewers are from. And let's hear how your Friday morning, what's your Friday morning motivation for the group? I want you to drop it below. Hello, Jessica, Reese, Jims. Good morning, everybody. Patty. Good morning. I'm going to get into a message here in a minute. I'm just going to let it get a little bit more people in here. How's everybody's Friday going? I hope it's been a good day for everyone. Good morning, Robert Johnson. How is everybody doing this morning? I'm out here on my porch because when you go to lives, you know, I'm always big on backgrounds, because ultimately, as much as humans want to sit and try to pay attention to something, your eyes start wandering and you're like, what is that behind them? So I decided I would just get the trees in the background because it's such pretty nature. Colorado's got some pretty nature going on. Good morning, Melissa. AJ, how are you this morning? Good morning, everybody. And I do, for those of you who don't know me, I'm an angel intuitive, psychic medium, Reiki practitioner level 2. I hold private sessions for people. It's amazing here. Where are you at? And if you would like help with any of these things or join my Patreon, oh, awesome, you're in Colorado too. Then I was trying to put this up there, but if you need help on your journey at all, just my information's in my bio, and I do give out I do help out people. So let me just know what you guys need and we can chat. Put a couple things. So how's everybody doing this morning? I have a synchronicity to share with everyone, and it's pretty neat. Awesome. I'm in the Springs right now. I don't know where you're at, but it's beautiful. I grew up in Albuquerque, and excuse me. And I really do, like, when I went to the Midwest, I missed the mountains because I got Pikes Peak right behind me over here. See, there you go. You can see it sometimes this, I don't know what it does, but you can't see stuff, but you can see Pikes Peak right here over my thing, so over my shoulder. So this morning I have this book, right? And so I switch up how I do my lives just because it's all about angel messages. Messages come from the universe from everywhere. And that's why I never really went along with the thought that you have to go to church or God doesn't like you or you're no more special. That never rang true to me because I was like, it's a feeling within here that I'm trying to activate, because God is within all of us. And I don't think of that as a religious thing because everybody does when you say that. I think of it as the nature, as the love and light, as the source universe. I don't like to put titles on anything. Love, relationships, people, things. So I just keep it to my creator simply. But this book particularly, the reason why I'm having this conversation is it uses the word God a lot. And if I ever use the word God, it's not because I'm trying to change your way of thinking or change your faith. I'm trying to simply, I don't know, it's appropriate to use, and it means a lot higher of a thing than somebody sitting upstairs with a cane. And vengeance. I never understood that when people were like, yeah, God's a loving God, but he's vengeful if you don't go to church. I was like, that makes no sense. So, thoughts to make your heart sing. And this is a book that I open up to random pages, and this actually is from Sally Lloyd Jones and Jago. And this is about acorn power, okay? And I'm going to show you this real quick. It's got an acorn at the top. So that is definitely squirrel, spiritual animal going on here. And you got the tree of life. This is just a tree, but Spirit is showing me this tree of life here. And this is about putting away for your nest. This whole thing I'm about to read you is about putting away for your nest, being resourceful, knowing that there's abundance and you're fertile, you're growing, but don't stifle your growth. Don't stifle your growth, but know your roots are strong. You need to plant them maybe somewhere for a little bit, but you have a lot of resources. So an acorn is only small to look at it. You'd think it was weak and not very important at all. But from one acorn, a mighty oak tree can grow. Nah, that's an oak tree too. Oak tree, tree of life. And from a whole forest is inside a single acorn. And the Bible says, because of Jesus, all the riches of God, all of heaven's vast resources, all the power in the universe have come to live inside you. You will be strengthened with all God's glorious power. Colossians 1:11, guys. Like, I can't even... This is a powerful message. And then I wanted to show you guys why I was... I just opened the book to this, by the way, because this is how Spirit guides me. And this message came along with it, and I wanted to really show you that this is all about new beginnings. And this is about planting your seed, or if it's already planted, start watering it, start nurturing it. Nurturing it with nutrients, And have new beginnings. Know that you are not your past. Past can be very traumatic. I've had a very traumatic past, but it wasn't totally traumatic. Not all of us had a totally traumatic life, so therefore we discount the fact that we had any trauma at all. And I want to let you guys know that it's okay to admit that you had a traumatic, or if it was a semi-traumatic, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not a ruling of too big or too small. Trauma's traumas, negative's negative, positive's positive. You know if you were in a positive situation or a negative situation most of your life. You know how to validate that. But I'm giving you validation from the angels that you have new beginnings right now. They won't even let me drink my coffee. They're like, you got a card reading to do here. You got new beginnings, and it's about, they're going to help you pave a path. So your job is to keep moving forward and having faith that even though the road's not built yet, it's getting built right at this moment, and it's getting built along the way. And there's also a tree here, guys. That yellow right there is a tree. Now, if that's not a synchronicity right there, wow. This is totally for someone, and there's a lot of yellow here and green. It's about healing so you can get your abundance and prosperity. And it's about having courage. And it's about having the courage to shine your light bright. And the more you shine it, the more the darkness will go away. It'll it'll transmute the darkness. But you gotta start your pilot light again. Some of you guys have almost let your pilot light go out, and that's no bueno, because angels want, no matter where you're at on your journey, what trouble you're going through, embrace this moment today. Even give thanks for 15 minutes today. See that rainbow. That rainbow's coming for you. Don't block it out of your view. Know that you can send love and light, and I feel like a lot of brightness is coming to enlighten your darkness, and her eyes are blue, so that's all about seeing your truth. Walk with the eyes and see with the eyes of courage, strength, and truth. And if you have a hard time with that, you can pray to Archangel Michael, and that's the Archangel, that's the very top vice president, I guess, if because the creator's the president, so he would be the vice president. And he's the angel that comes in and destroys the devil. So if you have because the devil's not just some horned being, scary thing. That's not what I think of either. When I think of that, I think of negative influences. Like if you're very materialistic, if you base your worth on how much you own, that is because you have the influence of the devil energy. And if you look at the tarot deck, number 15 is actually that card. And if you look, there are two, it's got Beelzebub on the top. He's the winged figure. He looks like a goat. And then you got the two humans that are naked on the bottom. And one's got a burning tail, and one's got grapes on its tail on the other side. And they have chains around their neck. But the chains aren't like, they can take it off at any time. They can take it off. But they got to have courage and strength, because that kind of energy is manipulative. That is the first word that comes in. 1111, boom, just got stick it. So awesome. Let's see. Crazy few days, miss you. Awesome. Good morning, lovely. So yeah, that's one. And then I'm going to get these comments, but I'm going to finish this reading. So just go stick it. Go follow her. Crazy few days. John, welcome in. Yeah, but is it true? It's very true in my life. This stuff that I'm teaching you, that I'm showing you, I don't lie. I have nothing to gain from lying or making up things. I speak what spirit puts on my heart, and this is stuff you guys already know, but you maybe turned a blind eye, or fear has overtaken you to not be able to stand up to this stuff. So if this is resonating with you, just know, even if you've been let down in the past, you need to know that divine timing was not going on at that time. It was not ready, but divine timing's coming now for not everybody, but for some people out there. And there's some choices that are going to need to be made. Definitely, you see all these doors right here, and you see this bright door, and then you see the dark doors. And when my analogy for this card and this message is when you're going trick-or-treating on Halloween, and you gotta choose between doors, because if you go to the wrong one, if you've ever knocked on the old person's door that you thought had the light on, but there was no light on, and they were mad, and you got Grandpa McNeeny Pants come to the door, and you don't want to sit at these dull doors, because it's not worth waiting for these doors to open. When you see a door open, walk through it, because a lot of us see these doors of opportunity, but we just stand there and we're paralyzed in fear. Don't be paralyzed in fear, because you're never going to make such a wrong decision that you can't come back from it. These are all learning experiences. Spirit is helping you guys strengthen your courage inside of you. It's important for you to have your inner power strength. And I'm seeing lions right now. So that is very significant. lions are very beautiful creatures. They have the beautiful mane. They command their presence. They're king of the jungle, right? You can be a queen of the jungle too, because you've seen, but I'm talking mainly about the manes right here on the lions. So it's about being beautiful, having grace and style, and commanding your power, not just by yelling and being reactive, but by commanding your power by choice. You command your power by choice. You choose your reality. And if you don't like your reality you're in, guess what? You have the choice to change it, but you have to make choices. And some of these choices aren't fun because that means we have to cut off the toxic, fun people that are in our life, because there are some pretty fun toxic relationships out there. I ain't gonna lie, I'm the queen of toxic relationships, but are they healthy for you? Are they gonna help you grow? You gotta weigh the shallow with the depth. So, true answers to questions about life. I been through it all. Can't believe I'm still here. 11:11. And 11:11, if you see that a lot, it's all about new beginnings. 1 is about new beginnings, and I just showed you the new beginnings card, right? And it's yellow because it's about, again, there's that tree, which I just read you the book about, the acorn. And the yellow is all about courage. Having faith, if you don't see the whole staircase, to still take that first step. My daughter just died. How can I fight the spirit that's trying to destroy you? You're going to have to re-ask me that. I don't understand that, because I don't... to destroy you, Ella Bustamante, because I don't have any that are trying to destroy me. May I ask what cards are these, Rose Garza? Sure. These are... Hold on. They're John Holland. I have to... Whoop. Hold on. Meow. There you go. John Holland Spirit Messages Daily Guidance Oracle Deck. You can get these on Amazon too. These ones are really good psychic medium decks to connect with spirits, your past over loved ones. This all makes sense in my life. Then this is probably your message here, because a message of listen. Woo! I can't even make this up over here. Look, boom! You are not alone. Hello from heaven. I feel like you have an auntie here. It's like the aunt uncle energy. But they're asking you to listen. You have repetitive thoughts that are going on, and you're discarding them due to coincidence. But there are no coincidences. And there's that yellow butterfly. Yellow butterfly and time. Have courage and know that you have time. The angels will help you with that. And know that you're not alone. They're right next to you every step of the way. Helping you, and they're lighting a candle. They're lighting the way for you. So you just got to walk down the path, have the courage, and know that you're not going to fail. And if you do, it's like if I fall, but what if I fall? Well, you'll land, shoot for the stars. I can't remember that quote. Shoot for the moon, because then you can land amongst the stars, I think it is. So good morning, Brittany. How are you? Sorry your daughter passed. Do you mean dark, violent presences? I don't know. Yes, my thoughts and prayers go out to the one that's lost. My aunt is passed. So that's probably your aunt here giving you this message, because I really feel like an auntie, like an aunt, uncle, energy, but this is someone who is important to you, and she's sending you messages. And one is if you've seen dragonflies or pennies, definitely. And well, there's a few things here. You got a rose, a red rose. That's about true love. That's about your strengthening your root chakra too. But that yellow butterfly right there, I feel like you've seen these over the weekend or at least in the past 2 weeks. Yeah. Been talking to her feathers. Yeah, look. And then you got 2 feathers right there. So I know that you've been seeing these. And if you've been seeing these signs, these are your confirmation that it is her. She is next to you. She wants you to not be afraid. You're not alone. But you have to, it's ask, believe, receive. So you don't beat yourself up. I feel like you're very critical of yourself because there's this forgiveness message. There's someone you need to just squash it with and give forgiveness with. And it's not necessarily to that person, it's to that situation. So even about if you're transitioning right now, I feel like this is about giving yourself forgiveness too. Life happens. Life doesn't always happen the way we want it to happen, but it happens the way it needs to happen. And we have to have contrast in this life because it would be a really boring life if everything was always good. We would be bored out of our minds. And that sounds weird, but if you've ever just had things, then you start getting suspicious. Like, why is everything going so well all of a sudden? Like, I gotta look what's up here. I've had days like it's like when your kids are too quiet. You're like, what are you guys doing in there? You're too quiet. About your situation, indeed. So, yes, I definitely feel, just go stick it. I don't know what your name is. If you want to give me your name so I don't have to address you that way, but, you got some choices to make, but know that it's not necessarily between right or wrong or which one you're supposed to do. They're all options. Just think of it like the video game or the movie, actually. Well, there's video games out there too. Like, you have an alternate ending. You have a choice of the alternate ending that you want to choose. So, depending on your choice that you make, and your destiny's not made yet. You're making that currently with your thoughts in your mind. So check your thoughts right now. What is the temperature of your thoughts? How are they high and bright? Are they happy and manifesting? Lulu. Okay, Lulu. Sorry. Okay, yes. I thought you just changed your thing right there. So yes. The Love Doctor. This will be interesting. We'll shut her off if no, he didn't come in. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but I don't feel on the fence about something. I did change my name. Hey, I never one thing I'm really thankful for is when I was married, I did something really rogue and I did not change my last name. Doesn't mean I didn't like my person anymore. It was the simple fact that I was like, nope, I just like my name and it works out. And here's a confirmation right here. A mother's love. This is definitely, I feel like it's a couple different people's, but I feel like this could be your auntie, Lulu. Because we were just talking about her. Because this is someone you look up to as a mother figure. And also I feel like somebody's grandma's in here. Sarah. is a name I'm getting. So there are white roses on here, though. These white roses are about grace, femininity, beauty. And the ruby is actually a Cancer birthstone. So rubies have a whole nother meaning as well, too. I feel like maybe some of you have this person, because this could be a few different people, because they come in groups sometimes. But I feel like you have this person's picture next to your bed. Maybe you either have wrote them a letter, or you wrote them a letter before they passed. They wrote you something to that effect. Or you've been needing to write a letter to clear this energy, this grief out of your heart. And I'm hearing white doilies. So I don't know if somebody decorated with those, but and sunflowers and daisies. So however that resonates with anyone out there. Thank you guys for all the likes and the gifts and if you guys could do me a favor, if you're enjoying this, please go subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's got 60 baby viewers on there because I never put my energy into actually getting it built. I put it all into my other platforms because I got podcasts and all kinds of stuff I've been doing over the years. So I'm really trying to build up my YouTube channel because this is where the lives go. They go on my YouTube channel. So if you can't sit and stay for the whole live, you can go watch it. I try to put as many as I can up there. And if you guys really, really want one to be posted, let me know in the comments down here and just say. So I wrote my grandfather a letter and he passed before I gave it to him. My aunt's dad, my dad's dad. Okay. Well, that whole message was for you, so I hope that makes you feel better, Lulu. Here's another message that's coming through. And this goes out there to someone who is, you're feeling a little depressed, okay? You're feeling, you're not connecting with the music of your soul. You need that freedom. And maybe you have a little, like a mental health diagnosis of like depression, bipolar, anxiety, something to do with that effect. Maybe you're even on medicine with it, but it has to do with your suppressed emotions there and not being able to express how you feel about things. And ultimately, this is what happens. This is what a picture of an empath who has just taken on way too much toxic energy. Now they just feel a prisoner of their own soul. Soul solitude is the other message that is coming across. And this is all about taking time to clear out the space within your soul and breathing some air into it. I'm really seeing finding your center. And there's that key. The key that you hold, the key to your destiny. You also hold the key to who you let in your life. So if you've let people in your life that maybe aren't make you feel the best, maybe you're like, oops, I shouldn't have maybe got attached to that one. There's still hope. You can still change your mind. Just because you made a mistake, somebody really needs to hear this out there, that just because you made a mistake does not mean that you are forever imprisoned and lock and key, throw away the key, locked to that bad decision for the rest of your life. But you're going to have to tell your pride and your ego to sit down and bite the bullet. And it is what it is. Embarrassment, whatever you have to feel. But I'm telling you from a girl from experience who's made mistakes, and her pride said, well, guess you're just going to have to deal with this, and you're going to have to be okay with it because it happened. It is what it is. Move on. And I don't want to talk about it, obviously, but learn from your mistake, and you can still have fun in this lifetime. But you're gonna have to start narrowing down what makes your soul sing, what makes you happy, and do more of that. Stop making excuses to all these narcissists and all these controlling people and all these distractions in your life that are coming up that are saying, pick me, choose me, pay attention to me. Don't give them that much power. You get your power back by saying, you know what? I don't care if I have a busy day. I'm going to take 30 minutes out for myself today. And I don't care. And that's how it is. And we don't do that. We're like, oh, well, I guess I won't eat. I guess I won't go to the bathroom. I guess I'll just work and slave and do my thing. And no, that's not how work life, family life should be. You have to do these things, but it's all about balance, moderation, doing different things and growing. This tree, if you guys are just tuning in, this acorn. If you guys are enjoying this, like, tap the screen, show some love, because this helps other people see my live here. But definitely, I feel like this is the tree of life. You need to embrace this. It's got different branches. There's different things going on at different heights of the branches too. So you can't expect the lower branches to sprout leaves like the higher branches either. So everything's like got different levels. You're leveling up. You're going to different territories. You've got to have your soul open like this to be able to receive too. And it's about pruning back your tree. Spirit is saying that right now. Don't let your tree get so knotted where you can't climb through your tree. You gotta have it to breathe. It's gotta have air intake. It's like lungs. So that's beautiful. Thank you, Lulu. I appreciate it. Tiff, I just don't know how to, and that's where I'm lost. I understand that, and that's where that's why I do these lives. I also, you're ultimately, you need to sit down and go over a tolerations list. I always tell people to start out there. What are you tolerating right now in life? And write down 5 things that you're tolerating. And, just review your life wheel. So intuitive coaching really helps. That's what I do. If you want I can do a 15-minute assessment with you after this live. Send me a message and send me your email and we'll connect. So I just don't have enough self-esteem to actually make myself take that step and leave. Yep, it's something that I was in a 10-year bad marriage. It took me looking at my daughter, seeing her get scared, and then that's what made me leave my toxic marriage. And then it's taken the past 5 years for me. I thought I was good to go in like 2 years. I was like, yeah, I'm good. No, because mine was tyrannical and he still is. He just stays on his side of the fence now and I stay on mine. We both matched our crazy, but I showed him that I went up a notch of his crazy. So I checkmate. And that's not a good place to be in. So now we've mellowed out and he leaves me alone. I leave him alone and we share our daughter. And that's how it's supposed to be. So definitely send me a message though, Tiff. And I would love to give you a 15-minute free consultation and give you even a blueprint, just give you some thoughts of how you can get it started. Because self-esteem is something that can be built. it doesn't just come in people. It's something that is learned through a process. So I thought I would be healed a lot sooner, and that's why it kind of hit me these past couple years. Like, I thought everything was good to go. Apparently, I had some unhealed stuff that just came out, and when you're on a spiritual awakening, there's no pushing it down. It's coming out. You better brace yourself. So I've had to learn how to balance having a business and working on my own stuff, but it's been magical and it's been interesting and it's worth it. So just take one step at a time, one step a day. What can you work on? How can you connect back with your joy and your hope? Because you are worth it, my friend. You are definitely worth it. Same here, 12 years, 5 kids. You're brought to this room for a reason. You have to start blocking it out. Yes. And I'm also giving away a free Patreon membership, 6 of them to be exact. I can't obviously put it on my TikTok profile because TikTok decided to say, TikTok, I don't know, they put it back up, but they took my video down, then they put it back up, and I was like, I'm not playing this, so I just erased it. But I'm giving away 6 Patreon memberships. So if you guys are interested in doing that, all you got to do is send me an email or send me a message with your email. Because on my link tree, it says send a message. There's a little menu that'll come up. And all you got to do is say I want to enter for the Patreon and send me your email. And I'll also sign you up for my newsletter. And this is how you get support. And I'm going to give away 6 free memberships. It's only $12 a month. It's for a full month. And then after that, so the first month it's free. And then after that, it's only $12 a month. And you get a daily angel message. And you also can go there to get the lives, the collective messages. And you also get to be a part of a holistic healing group too. So good stuff. They twist things to bring you down. Yes. Lulu says, if I didn't love you, I wouldn't be here. It's just one of those things they say for, don't get me started on what they say to keep you there. Mine, okay, when I went to go pick up my stuff, guys, I didn't get to leave with a U-Haul full of my stuff. I showed up with my car and mine kept falling down. This is a 6-foot-tall man, 280 pounds, falling down in front of me. And he gave me all of our broken stuff. He kept half of my stuff. And, like, this was my punishment for leaving, and gave me all this broken stuff. And what really cemented it for me to leave is when he supposedly was out there trying to help me, and I tripped and I fell, and he didn't help me up. And he just stood over me for the first time and just stared at me and was like, get up. Something in my brain, like, if you don't help me up when I'm really hurt, don't ever talk to me again in my life. Don't talk to me again. And that's what actually made me leave, was the deceit. I was like, I will not be a part of your deceit and the betrayal. He made a false call, had the cops in my kitchen one morning, had his daughter on my porch, holding my daughter, his 18-year-old daughter, who's came in to my house to literally get me kicked out and live there. And he hadn't raised this girl, okay? He hadn't seen her since she was like 5. She's 18. She was homeless. I was doing her a favor. She came in, made a false call. They came in, and he was in there saying, I don't know. I don't think she's safe. And saying that I was crazy. And he triggered me so bad that I was walking out the door with my daughter, and then she was holding her going, I just don't, it's okay. I've got you, Kylie. I was like, you need to let go of my daughter, first of all. Second of all, I'm going to leave. But I left. But he did, the way that he looked at me, and he said something, or he just looked at me, and it was just such big betrayal. that I lost my cookies, and you can't lose your cookies, by the way. And I lost my cookies in front of the popo, and they were like, yeah, it's probably not a good idea for you to take your kid. And I had to have a whole big another journey that I'll talk about another day. But yeah, that's how I ended up leaving. Is once you break your loyalty and trust to me, if you do something shady, if you call the popo on me and make up false reports, we're not friends no more. Yes, betrayal and deceit is a big thing. I deal with it daily. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Yeah, you don't even know half of a story. That's the live version of my story. Went on for like a year, girl. But it's okay, because I love life now. Because I was like, one thing you're not going to do, I took my power back. I was like, I don't care if we share a kid. We are not married. You will not control me, because if I would have known your intentions was to marry me so you could control me and have a submissive slave to be here at every beck and call, no thank you. I wouldn't have went for that. He didn't come out telling me that. He came out and gaslighted me and told me all this fun, amazing stuff. And I got to do a few cool things, but I never got to fully enjoy it with him, because I was always on edge, because he was always uptight and always creating chaos. So I'm so happy that I am free of that. I may not have $1 million and sitting in my palace, but that's why sometimes I'm not even drawn to going and buying some things and spending money, because that was his thing. Like, he had to have his ego stroked every Christmas. My kid was 2, having all this stuff, and I was happy for her, but it was like that was how he got his love. That's how he literally, you showed you loved him, is by telling him how happy this gift made you. So sometimes not having and having, it's like having curly hair and straight hair. We all want what we don't have, but sometimes it's not always greener on the other side. Always remember that. Be happy with what you have, but know that you deserve love. And if somebody's not trying to change, and if they're just think that they're going to sit around and be toxic, that's when you got to tell people to go. That's when you take your power back and say, I'm sorry, I love me. I love you, but I love me more. Okay, I'm in a relationship with me first, and I'm not going to divorce me. I'm going to love me. It took me many, many years to be able to do that. No, I also do that because you do come across crazy. Yeah. Oh no. So they know how to break you, and no one believes you. Yeah, I was married, guys, to a narcissist salesperson. Okay, he did direct sales for almost 20 years. Also hustled back in the day. And he's the one who taught me a lot of stuff. So when it came time, pay attention to your narcissist. I will give you that tip out there, because when it came time to boogie and he thought he was going to do to me what he did to everybody else, guess what? I understood the assignment. I paid attention. I took notes over those 10 years. Just because I tolerate something doesn't mean I'm stupid and I don't understand the assignment. I understand I made the wrong choice. Sometimes you're like, oh, I'm here, I'm stuck, and this is where it is. You always have a choice. It's about when you get fed up enough that you're going to be like, I don't care. I'll rock some orange because I'm not doing this no more, because you get to that level of insanity. And you guys can drop a little heart in here if you have been to that level of insanity. And I want to give you, let you know that it's okay. If you've ever gotten there, humans can be cruel. And I think it's very cruel to tell a girl to act like you care about anybody, not just a girl. It's cruel to act like you care about someone and then play with their heart. You don't do that. I am always forward. You just have to listen to what I'm talking about. But I don't go play with people's hearts. I'm very honest. I'm like, I even told my guy, don't fall in love with me. Don't fall in love with me. I don't want to fall in love with you. That makes it complicated. And what we do, we went and fell in love with each other after 5 years, and now we're just together. But we're not necessarily together. It makes it more complicated. Go look at my video. It's got like 4,000 views on it. It's how to argue with a narcissist. They love to use word soup. So basically, they'll hit you with big words, big phrases, or things that you have a guilty conscience about because they're paying attention, okay? They're taking notes on you, by the way. All these cool stories you're telling them, it's kind of like you tell your girlfriend all these cool stories and it's fun. Well, when you tell your narcissist all these cool stories, they're like, oh, really? And they're playing the part because in their mind, they have this whole database. And I figured this out because I am notorious for telling stories. Obviously, I'm an angel intuitive. And I have weird stuff happen to me all day long. I've had weird stuff happen to me my whole life, and I love to share a story. I'm a Pisces. I love it. And I've always done that. But then I will stop sharing my stories with you if I notice that all of a sudden our conversations consist of you now pulling up a memory from 1982 when you didn't even know me and I was barely 2 years old. And this is something I confided into you, and now thank you for the rose. I appreciate it. Thank you. I love roses. I got 3 roses. Thank you, Lulu. Know that they're just keeping a notebook because my ex started doing that. He loved to talk, and we'd have these like talks, okay? Like, let's talk about it. Okay, I thought I was getting stuff done. I was digging myself a deeper hole, and I was losing sleep at night because he wanted to stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning confiding, and I was confiding because I thought it was normal. I thought we were trying to, okay, well, I didn't like this that you did to me, and please don't do this. I thought we were having a normal conversation like you do with your friends or somebody that loves you. No. When you are doing this with a narcissist, first of all, they're keeping you up all night for that 5-hour marathon of conversation to drain you. Second of all, they're taking notes, and now they're getting all this information, and the more tired you are, the more control they can have over you because now you're too tired to fight with them. There's a whole strategic, it's just like playing chess, and it took me many years to be able to say all this because pride, like I said, doesn't get you anything but in trouble. And it causes these delusions in your mind because you don't want to admit it to yourself. But hey, what does it matter if you admit it to yourself? I'm good enough friends with myself that I can admit wrong. I can admit when I did myself wrong. I can admit when I made a bad choice. And my higher self and my ego are both, well, girl, you messed it up, so let's fix it. Let's get together, mind, body, and soul, and let's fix this. But if you don't have that connection and you have a lot of fear and guilt and closed offness, that's when your ego sits to the side and just talks smack to everybody. Your higher self's over here crying because nobody's listening to her. I'm sure you've seen these videos like that. That's how it truly happens. So my childhood was always against me. Yes. I was a redheaded stepchild. We had 2 children. My brother was 3 years older than me. And I always got blamed for stuff, and I talked a lot. So my grandmother one time was in Dallas. I'm like 6 years old in the car talking to her, and she got frustrated because there was traffic and construction, and she missed her exit. Therefore, told me, and then this story carried on for years. Every time she would even run into someone, oh, well, I was driving to my daughter Brenda's house, and all of a sudden, Jesse started talking, and then I missed my exit, and so therefore we were an hour late. And somehow I got blamed being 6 years old. How is this my problem? Like, you can't drive and talk. Then that's a you problem, and that's an adult problem. Don't mix up adult problems with your kids' problems out there, okay? Me too, and apologize, yes. So, hello, beautiful soul. Hello, Kayla. Kayla Hippie, you guys go give her a follow. She is a fabulous light worker as well. Hope you're having an amazing day. I am Sunflower. I am definitely. Thank you for the roses. I appreciate that. So, I hope you're having an awesome day too, Kayla. And if you would like a message from any of the fairies, I'm just giving out my fairies or my whispers of love angel messages. We're just sharing some spirit talk and raising the vibe out here. So they are masters. You will start to feel better, start to learn their wording, many videos on it, and your jaw will drop. Yeah, I didn't know what narcissist abuse was when I first got out of the marriage in 2017. I just know that I wasn't going to tolerate. I got to my breaking point. I was like, yeah, well, I don't care if you threaten me anymore. Let's do it. Bring it on. Ding, ding, ding. You know, like, let's get ready to rumble. Yeah, we were doing that. I didn't care no more, because you will get to that point. Insanity will set in at some point. And that's why I teach people. That's what I do with my Patreon community and my holistic healing group and with my TikTok account and these lives. I want to help teach you guys the tools, because if somebody would have taught me these tools, guess what? I wouldn't have fallen for it. I'm self-taught because nobody wanted to teach me, because my karmic lesson, this walk of life is so like, there's a karmic lesson like no other that goes around narcissist. Because it wasn't just a romantic partner. This was my grandparents. This was my parents, my sibling, my brother, bosses. Like, I've had friends that are like, my narcissist lesson goes deep. Deep. So I want to let you guys know that I'm sending here. So please write down, when you're on these lives, write down stuff that resonates with you. Spirit is trying to help you so you don't have to struggle. There's no having to struggle. You don't have to struggle in this lifetime. Or drop the phone. Droppity, drop. Plop. Okay. I'm back. Man down. Phone down. And look, my likes are 909. How fun is that? That is spirit talking. 9 is also a number of endings. So remember, you got to have endings to have beginnings, and you got to make space for what's coming to you. So if it's lost, nothing's ever truly lost unless it wasn't meant for you. If it wasn't meant for you, it's going to be lost forever, like the Titanic. It's not going to come back up. Okay? But if it's truly meant for you, it will come back. If it's truly meant for you, it will never leave. Okay? You gotta see how Spirit's talking to you. In 1.1, and what was the message that I started out with? I got 1.1 likes, and this says Colossians 11:11, and this is about the acorn and planting your acorn, because from one acorn a mighty oak tree can grow. So plant your seeds, and we have to be a little patient. That's the hardest thing, is we have a hard time being patient with the angels and spirit and life. But if you're older now, if you're a middle-aged adult, you've had many years, now you've made bad choices, now you got to fix those bad choices, especially if you made them in your childhood. Or if you had trauma in your childhood that you didn't fix or face, now you got to face it, because ultimately that's what this life is here living, what we're supposed to be living for, is to come out here and to experience life, the failures, see the beauty in the failures and the successes. Okay, because failures are what make you greater and make you learn. And it sucks. Sometimes I'm like, okay, enough with the lessons already. I'm tired. I get it. I have been there before, because I have, like I said, have been on this spiritual awakening now for 5 years, and all those things that I did not accept or turned a blind eye to or did not want to accept, Spirit gave me a whole boot camp, and it's hard to navigate a spiritual awakening. But I'm okay with it, because I know that God built me as a warrior of light to come out here so I can help others and I can teach people. And that's what I love being a spiritual grounding coach for. So Whispers of Love. This is a very beautiful deck, and this is by Angela Hartfield. Angela Hartfield. And I highly suggest you go, if you want a deck to do love readings or to get the vibration of love, get this message, or get this deck, Whispers of Love. And this will definitely give you that, help you get aligned, because ultimately it's about getting aligned. We're energetic bodies. Get aligned with what energy is in alignment for you. Stop going to the negative energies that you know aren't going to fulfill you, and they're only going to fulfill you for that moment. And then what? Then you got to still go and find something else to fulfill you, whether it's an addiction, whether it's people, whether it's things. No matter what it is, you have to know what you're tolerating in life. This message is really coming out. Slow down. Slow your mind down, especially if you see this. She's got her mind, or her hair is a maze. She's got the castle behind her. And this is specifically for if you're a Pisces as well. This resonates because there's fishies up here. And this is about going with the flow. And let me guys know if this resonates. And the candle of hope here. There's a lot of things going on in this card right here. You can see down here that there's a sacred union too. Slow down and enjoy the memories. Everybody's so worried about getting married or finding that perfect person. When the people come in your life, because not all toxic relationships, even if they end bad, but some of them are just fun to be in, and you had a good time, but you know they weren't your forever relationship. Have fun in the moment. Stop getting so far ahead that you're not enjoying this present moment. That's what mindfulness is about. So pause and allow things to unfold. Stop getting so far ahead of the stream. Let the fish come to you. Let them flow down the stream. Let your hair down. Stop being so uptight is a really big message. And this is reversed. Have faith. Know that the universe is listening to you. Even if you can't see somebody looking at you taking notes, the universe has an angel right next to you taking notes, listening to your prayers. Trust your faith in this situation. And you can see all these beautiful butterflies. And you see the blue butterfly up here especially. That's about being in your joy, courage, faith, strength. Number 12. Number 12. That is a master number right there. Go look up number 12. That is definitely a confirmation from the angels. I have a Pisces moon sign. Well, definitely, Tiff, this message is definitely yours, because it's definitely I'm seeing the streams of life in the mountains. You're going to have the peaks and the valleys of life, but you got to have faith that it's all unfolding and you're going to be lifted over you're going to rise above your problems. But you got to have fun. It's all about the journey, having fun. Have you ever had your car break down and then you're stuck on the side of the road and it's a whole big thing, and then somebody falls in the forest while having to use the bathroom, and you see a squirrel and a raccoon, and it becomes a whole story, okay? And those are the stories that make it the fun part of life. You know, like you and your girlfriend this happens to, or you and your guy. These are turn your sorrows sometimes into adventures. Like if you know it's clearly just not going well, I personally yell out plot twist. Plot twist. She thought everything was going as it was supposed to. And then all of a sudden, there she was minding her own business when ... because something always inserts itself. Focus on love. Look for the good in everyone. And there's a dragon there. Sometimes the serpents that come into your life are supposed to be people that you teach. So don't judge a book by its cover just because it's a serpent, because there's serpents that have came into my life that I have taught, like ethics and kindness, and it's a hard concept because they are cold-blooded amphibians, right? But dragons are also magical. They're also spirit guides. They're not all dark creatures they're part of the lower realms. When I talk to you guys about me connecting with all these different realms, the hawk, the dragon, the crow, the snake, those are all lower realm spirit guides. So somebody has an affinity to dragons out there. This is about showing kindness, and the number 24 is very relevant here. And there's that tree again. You know, sometimes it's okay to feed your lower vibrations. It's okay if you have one bad day, that if you're a vegetarian or a vegan and you ate something and it was not vegan, you know what I mean? It's okay to switch things up and do things up. Thank you so much for the roses. I appreciate that. So, definitely know that you got to focus on love, because wherever your attention goes, energy flows. And if you're with someone, dance. Relationships are about doing the dance of life with a partner. Okay, it's not about owning someone. It's not about being a prisoner. And that's what I was really sad about my marriage, is that I wanted someone I thought I found my forever person to go explore with and have fun with. And he just wanted to control me. And I was like, that's not what you told me. We were supposed to go do all these fun things, and now you're switching up on me. Don't switch up on people. Just be who you are, and they'll either be in your life or they won't. But don't be somebody who you're not to impress somebody either. But slow down. There's so much. If somebody's meant to be with you, they're going to be with you. Nothing that's meant to be with you will ever be taken. So a lot of people always say, well, I don't trust anyone because everything I've ever loved has always been taken from me. The spirit wants to know that if something was taken from you, even though you loved it, that thing was not good for you, and ultimately it was toxic. Because spirit's not going to take anything that's truly good for you. If it's serving only your ego and your lower side, though, spirit will let it in your life for a little bit, but it's not going to let it just continue to stay there so it can ultimately consume you. Because I've had some people in my life that I have been consumed with. And I, no matter what I did, I could not break it. I could not break this feeling, this magnetic pull to them. But I also found out it was because that was the universe trying to get me to my magnetic pool of what I thought was love and romance and all this story that I made up in my mind of what love should be. No, it was a lesson that the universe was drawing me closer to be like, look a little closer. And once I've learned that once I've put you in a certain category in my life, you're done. We are no more. I don't want to talk about it. No more to you. And once I've lost trust and I feel you're not loyal, or I feel like your intentions are self-serving, I will back up and chameleon ghost out. And this time I've actually had to confront stuff. And I got to have that toxic fun for a little bit, but I didn't get to have it forever. So that's when you have to be grateful for if you had 3 years of clearly what was a toxic relationship. Maybe you didn't think it then, but in hindsight, you're like, that was a toxic relationship. I was just making excuses. It's because once you become aware of something, you can't unsee it. You can't take it back. So therefore, you're not trying to see the truth, because then that magical experience, say you have a person that you don't talk about and you have secret rendezvous with them. We've all had those people in our life. That's why you start becoming consumed with it, and it's the toxicity that starts taking over. But you keep telling yourself it's all right. You know why? Because you don't want to take your pleasure away. This is your pleasure that helps take you away from that toxic unhappiness in your life. So you're like, yeah, it's like why people drink. It's why people consume stuff that's not good for them. People love toxic relationships are just like having an addiction to a substance. It's just a person. And love can actually be an even harder addiction, believe it or not, because people are not taught the true meaning of what love is and what a true healthy relationship is. So we are all out here in trauma bonded relationships, especially the Gen X people, because our parents were trauma, like they made our trauma bonded relationships. That's how we found most of our friends because we all related to something that they went through. We're like, yeah, your mom don't listen to you either. Oh, you're a latchkey kid. Oh, your parents are work. And then they come home and they're complain. And if you were an 80s, 90s child, you did things a lot more. Things were not like how they were. And I sound like an old person now, but they truly weren't. Okay. I was told to go somewhere and go keep out of my my parents' business. Go keep myself busy. And looking back, I never got a ride to school. I was always in blocks. I've never let my kid walk to school. I walked at least 2 or 3 blocks to get to school. And I always got to go to the school that was around the corner that I was in the district in. But that's still a few blocks to walk when you're like 7. I'm just saying. I couldn't do it. So there's a lot of things I've changed that I do in my life. Ooh, this one's coming out. Love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. And I was just talking about lions. Rawr, lions. Hit the like button, guys, if this resonates. I definitely, this is such a confirmation day for me right here. Have courage. There's that lion. Be the leader. Also make music and be with your person, but explore the journey. Have fun. Definitely. So are you... Attention goes, energy flows. You were right, girlfriend. Talk to me. Who are you? Where are you at? Tell me about you. Are you all right, sis? You learn and learn. Not always a happy place gives you the good time, or you would get bored. We need the spark, good vibes. Thank you, Wolfman Scott. I am in Colorado, and I'm good now. This was a 10-year marriage that I got momentarily intertwined in, and I rolled out. Roll out. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. And I got fib too, so if you guys were straight up shown true intentions of what was going to happen here, even if you were told, hey, you're going to be my side girl or whatever, you still are like, okay, I can handle this. I know I'm not going to fall in love. But you know what? Once you start having connections with someone, it starts happening. Okay, that's where the trauma bonding happens. Because when you are sexual with someone, when you connect that way with someone, that you are now sharing energy. And you also, for those of you that didn't know, you can actually suck up traumas from unhealed people. So if you're feeling really funky for stuff that's not yours, think about the person that you're with. Start surveying your environment. Who is around you? Who are the people are you sharing good energy or are you sharing toxic energy? Because that's when you start feeling stuck and unbalanced, when the energy flow reciprocated is not healthy. Receive with love and appreciation. Gracious acceptance is a way to show love. There's somebody who needs to, I keep getting these hiccups. Somebody needs to really express their feelings towards someone, or just let somebody know their emotions, because they're your emotions, they're your feelings. Who cares if other people have an opinion about it? If you start having an opinion about it, I just put you on the list of not my people. Receive with love and appreciation. You're going to see all these birds right here. This is about freedom. Release the thoughts in your mind is what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing the sun. And here, this song just popped in my head. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun. So if that resonates with you, that's definitely you. That there's a new beginning happening. There's a green rose here specifically for someone too, and that's about healing your soul, healing your heart. Don't close off your heart because you've had bad experiences. Those were lessons. Don't let the lessons close off your heart. And look at the peacock feathers. Go look up peacock feathers as a spirit animal, and you will see that it's about grace, having beauty, style, and grace, knowing, like, when the peacock does its strut, knowing that you're the shit, you're it. But you have to also, they have those feathers because they can regrow their feathers, and they have over 100 feathers, I think they regrow. Also, when they put those feathers up to shake them, that's for protection, to keep predators away, to make them look bigger than what they are. And owl feathers, so something that's in the light dark is coming to the light. You got to let your mind write, journaling. You really need to journal these thoughts or talk to them about something, but get something off your mind. It's definitely now is the time, and turn on your heart light. Talk to me. Yup, teachers are good. Thank you, Wolfman Scott. So reflect on a time when you experienced love. And there's a hawk right here. So hawks are about protection. They have a very deep connection to Native Americans too. So if you have a Native American guide, or if you are part of the light workers that are witches, it doesn't matter if you're what kind you are, a holistic, white or dark. Definitely you have a hawk here that's trying to show you protection, but keeping you brave. And it's also letting, he's with the underrealms, but he's going to give you the heads up when stuff's not right. So when people's energy is off, you need to pay attention to that. That's a sign. Roxanne, you don't have to turn on the red light. Remember that song? Yes. That's funny. Thanks. Now I'm going to sing that for the rest of the day. So I'm going to read another verse from this book, because we were talking about the acorn power and the mighty oak tree. No, this is your wrap-up thoughts for Friday today to go into your weekend. So acorn power